Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Khoj Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. The recitation for the day is Gaudi Mahalla Panjava. Tumri Kirapa Japiai Nau. Tumri Kirapa dargah thau. Tuj bin par brahm nahi koe. Tumri Kirapa sada sukh hoye rahao. Tum man vase tau dukh na lagay. Tumri Kirapa pram pau bhake. Karo ardas apne satgur paas. Nanak naam mile sach ras. Karo ardas apne satgur paas. Nanak naam mile sach ras. So Tumri Kripa te Japiai Nau. Tumri Kripa te dargah thau. By your grace is self-knowledge understood, reflected upon. By your grace do we find the threshold, the dargah. So the key words here are Tumri Kripa. Kripa is grace, and Japiai, the other word, which literally means to utter or to recite a mantra. A mantra means man, which is mind, tra, which is a suffix attached to it to indicate instrumentality. So a mantra is literally a thought instrument, and it's usually a word or a set of words that are believed to have some sort of spiritual potency. This is a long subject, but that's the idea behind a mantra. So essentially, japa, again, in Gurmat takes on a broader meaning beyond the literal uttering or recitation of a mantra. It includes not only the recitation, but listening attentively and reflecting on the mantra. And the mantra here is Gurbani. And this process is described very well in verses 8 through 15 of the Jap Bani that we are all familiar with. The Pauris of Sunaya Manaya. That really is describing what Jap means in Gurmat. So when the Guru talks about Tumri Kripa, who is this Tumri? Who is the Tum? You. We will see as we go down this passage that he is really referring to the enlightener, the Guru, because the Guru is the agent of grace. The Guru's teachings are, in fact, grace. Those who receive teachings of the Guru are indeed graced. Tuj bin, he goes on to say, you are, without you there is nothing else, literally, but what he is saying is, you are the Par Brahm. Par Brahm, transcendental creator or consciousness. There is no other. Tumri Kirapa sada sukh hoy. By your grace is everlasting bliss. Now we've translated sukh to mean bliss because oftentimes sukh is translated as happiness, which gives it a rather, for want of a better word, a rather mundane quality of pleasure, which this is not. This is really talking about bliss, about anand, about sehaj. That is what it means to be in hukum as well. So there is a deeper quality to sukh. When Gurbani uses sada sukh, it means everlasting bliss. It means being attuned to hukum as well, not orgasmic pleasure that we all experience through the senses. Just a distinction that we should keep in mind. So you are the Par Brahm. You are the transcendental consciousness. There is no other. Once you reach that threshold, Dargah, through Japiai Nau, then there is everlasting bliss. Because then you're attuned to that consciousness. You're in harmony with it. Tum man vasai, tau dukh na lagay. Tumri Kirapa param pao pagay. So tum man vasai. Again, the reference to tum or you is to the Satgur, to the enlightener. And it says that when you come to abide in the mind. So what will come to abide in the mind? The teachings, the thought. They will transform your thought process. When that happens, the Guru says, Tao dukha na lagay. Dukha na lagay. Lagay means to touch. That means that we are no longer stricken. We are no longer stricken by the ego and its limited understanding. Tumri Kirapa param pao page. And by your grace again, all delusions and doubts vanish. So the ego causes fundamental delusions and doubts because it sees a very narrow sliver of reality and we are blindsided. And that is what causes delusionary behavior. So tum man vasai, when you come in, meaning when my mind is transformed by gur, mat, then my delusions just naturally disappear because you're seeing the truth. It's akin to shedding light on a rope that in the dark appeared to be a snake. But when you have light, then you know the real nature of reality. So when you have gurmat, which is the lamp, then you begin to see the unity of things. Par Brahm Aparampar Swami Sagal Ghata Ke Antarjami. Now this is the nature of that transcendental and boundless master. And what is the nature? Sagal Ghata Ke Antarjami. Ghata, Ghat here refers to a vessel. In other words, it refers to a form, especially a human form. What the Guru is saying, Sagal Ghata Ke Antarjami. Sagal is every. You are the Antarjami, the inner knower, the indweller. You're the essence of every form. Because forms keep changing and are not permanent. But the essence within is never changing. So you are transcendent and boundless, O Master, and you are the indweller in all forms. So therefore, this transcendental consciousness is also the indweller in us, and we need to make a connection. Karo ardas, ardas, to make a petition, to pray. Karo ardas apne Satgur paas. My Satgur, apne is very critical here, which means that the principle of enlightenment, that wisdom, apne, resides within the individual. So the Guru is appealing to that wisdom. In other words, trying to access that wisdom. And so says Nanak, Nanak naam milay, such ras, true capital. That is the true wealth. And what is that? Naam milay, self-knowledge will connect you to that immutable wisdom that resides in all of us as the inner knower. Until the next time, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.